social care records fund has been created. We are really focusing on the hope that I think about 80% of providers will move to having digital records. So if you would like more information on how to access this fund, hi, I'm Cherish and welcome to another video in the care series. In today's video, I'm going to be discussing technology and integrating technology into your care business. In one of my previous videos, I discussed documentation, and there's going to be a link for that somewhere here, so you can click on that to watch. And I discussed briefly in that video how technology can play a huge part in improving the way that communication is carried out within your care business and how it could really help to support your documentation process. So I'm going to delve into that a bit further in this video, but we're going to be discussing integrating technology in general. So technology is a fantastic way to improve the quality of care that you offer your service users. It helps in smoothing your business operations. It aids in communication and just enabling you to be more effective within your business. So let's look at assistive technology, for example. So this is technology that's in the service user's home. So these are things such as fall sensors, community alarms, pendant alarms, gas sensors, just things in general that help to improve the overall well-being and safety and monitoring of a service user's health, well-being, and or safety within their home. This reduces the need for manpower because essentially you could monitor their vital signs, you can monitor their well-being remotely. It also allows for the service user to have more control and independence in certain instances that would therefore cut back on the amount of manpower or staff that have to go into that service user's home to check on them. So let's look at a community alarm, for example, a pendant alarm, for example. So this is a device that the service user could have around their neck, such as like a necklace, or they could wear it around their wrists, like a wristwatch. And if they are in need of help, support, say they've had a fall and they can't get to a phone or can't use a phone, for example, they could press that alarm pendant or wristband, and it will either notify a call center that can send out emergency services, or it may notify, say, a relative or carer or the care agency that they are in need of help, and this will then signal out to that individual that this person needs help. So this is a great way of adding to the services that you provide your service users. It just allows for remote monitoring and allows you to be able to provide that extra support that can complement the services that you already provide that service user. Another great way in which technology helps your care business is with improved communication. So it just provides an electric record. So this means, for example, carers are out and about, and it empowers them because they're able to have access to all the information that they need. So gone are the days where, they would have paper records. And yes, they do have client records in the client's home. However, there might have been, say, a change to the care plan. And for whatever reason, that amended care plan isn't in the service user's home. This would have been a problem, or this can be a problem, because the carer doesn't know what the updated services are. This may mean they might have to call into the office, have someone then relay the information, and if there was no one there, they might have to go into the office physically to get a copy of that care plan to take to the service user's house. This all is a waste of time. So having these electronic records allows for you to be able to communicate more efficiently. It reduces the amount of time of gathering information. It reduces administrative tasks. You're moving away from, printing things. And again, it helps with the reduction of stationery, which in turn will save your business money because you're not having to print as much. You're not having to spend as much on paper, ink, folders, binders, storage facilities, all these sorts of things. So in the long term, you are actually saving your business money by moving to an electric record. So this is one of the benefits. In terms of ease of operations, let's look at things such as rotoring. Before, you would need staff that would have to manually go through rotors to work out who's available, who isn't available, who's on leave, who's off sick. How could you, say, be more efficient by grouping service users in one geographical location and assigning that to a particular member of staff for increased efficiency? Now you cut down that time of having to sift through all this information because it's all on a management system. So a lot of these care management systems that are available can support you with rostering. So they could work out the distance between one service user to another service user, how long it would take for that carer to move from point A to point B based on their mode of transportation. So it could work out how long it would take someone who is driving, for example, versus how long it would take for a carer who is, say, using the buses, or versus someone that's, let's say, walking in between their care calls. So this allows for efficient monitoring and efficient rostering. This again saves you money because your carers are spending less time moving from point A to point B. If it's inefficient, it also means that you are able to just compile records and make better decisions, whereas before you would have to rely, say, on, would I say, the common sense, for example, of, say, the admin staff or the person who was doing the rostering. It removes the need for that person to have any particular skill because you're now relying on technology to work out those processes for you. So it really streamlines your operations, and this in turn again saves the organization money because it reduces, say, the amount of administrative tasks or the amount of people that you may have needed to carry out these tasks efficiently and effectively. So another great way in which you can use technology within your business is through messaging apps. And again, as I said about communication, a lot of these care management systems have a form of messaging and communication. So you are able to send messages to your carers who are out in the field, and say something happens, information has come through quickly, you can quickly pass that information on. Or again, a carer in the home of a service user can easily pass information on to the office and let them know. Some of them also have portals for family members, and this can be a great service because a lot of the times families, carers are concerned, did the carers visit, who visited, what tasks were done, and people are busy. So rather than, say, family members having to pick up the phone to call into the office and ask, and sometimes when they call in, because you don't have that information ready in the office, you're then having to take time to call the carer might not be able to answer in that particular time that you call because they're dealing with a service user. So you have to wait for that information and then trickle that information through to family members. And sometimes if you're busy, you might not do it in good time. You've got now family members who are upset with you, etc., right? So having that form of technology just cuts all of that out because the family members are able to communicate with staff with ease. They're also able to just check up on information, so they don't now need to call in to ask for that information because that information is readily available to them. So that's another great positive of technology within your care business. Another great thing is Monitoring. So, for example, you will have had instances or might have had instances where a carer was supposed to go and do a care visit, and for whatever reason, they didn't turn up. Or there are some discrepancies over when they turned up, or, you know, might have a service user complaining that their carer was significantly late for a call or didn't show up for a call, and then you would have to sort of investigate and ask the carer, and it might turn into a he say, she say. But with these systems, you are able to see this information clearly. In many instances, it has a requirement where the carer would need to clock in, and they might only be able to do this within a certain radius of that service user's home. So this ensures that you're not going to get any false information. You're not going to get falsified records, and everything is going to be very transparent. So you're going to know when the carer showed up, if they showed up at all, without having to rely on just he say, she say. So this is another great use of technology in your care business that can really help to aid transparency, communication, and provide an effective service. Another great thing about technology within your care business is the fact that it allows you to audit information quickly. So that whole thing about streamlining your business operations and creating a more efficient system is in this process. So where you're able to spot trends a lot easier, and you're able to audit information and be able to compare and make necessary changes to your business a lot sooner. So you might be able to see at a glance how many missed visits you had, how many late visits you had, who are the culprits of those late visits, which carers are falling short, which carers are constantly late for their visits. You're able to spot, you know, which service users are having complaints or are complaining about certain things, or having frequent UTIs, who are having frequent falls, etc., etc. So it allows you to be able to audit and compare information a lot easier than having to rely on paper information, where you'd have to sift through a load of information to be able to identify these trends or statistics. So it improves efficiency tenfold. You want to also be able to replace paper documents, just because it aids in better security, right? It reduces errors, it improves accuracy, and saves time. So like I mentioned in the documentation video, you're not relying on, say, people's handwriting, for example, which sometimes can be very difficult to read. You don't have those issues. So it really helps with understanding information more accurately and cutting down on any errors that may occur. There are timestamps, so you know when something is in date or out of date, when it was completed, when that document was signed, who signed it. It provides a paper trail, and this is very helpful. Even in terms of CQC inspections, it allows you to be able to pull information through a lot quicker than having to sift through tons and tons and tons of paperwork. You're not going to find, sheets that have gone missing, or sheets that tore and you can't find the missing paper or the missing part of a form, etc. So it's a really good way of reducing any errors and just improving overall accuracy and communication. As I said earlier, it saves costs. You can significantly cut down on staff that you are using for certain tasks. It allows you to save on, stationery. It allows you to save on time. It allows you to just be more efficient, which ultimately will impact your bottom line. You know, you're able to roster a lot easier. You're able to allow your carers to work in a more efficient way, which reduces the amount of time, say, they spend traveling. And if you're paying for mileage and travel between calls, etc., this will significantly reduce the amount of money that you are spending, because you're able to say, group those runs more efficiently and more effectively. It also helps, like I said, with compliance and security. You've got systems and clouds that hold all this information, and they are way more secure than having, like I said, paper files, keeping them in the office, you know, sheets go missing, who had access, etc. So it allows you to be a lot more secure with people's information and with the information that you hold, ensuring that you are fully compliant with GDPR regulations. One of the other great things about technology is that it gives you a competitive advantage. So this is something that a lot of families and service users, especially tech savvy clients, like. So this allows you to provide above and beyond and provide something more than most other of your competitors, being able to integrate and form alliances with assistive technology companies, things such as a portal for family members to be able to use. These are the sorts of things that help to provide that competitive edge, and might be what allows one service user to pick your company over another one. By integrating technology into your business, not only does it help to streamline your operations, but it also provides a more personalized, efficient, and higher quality of care to your clients. So these are some of the reasons why technology is a great thing to integrate into your care business. So, even the government are really keen to have service providers move over to digital records, and they have introduced the Digital Social Care Records funds, with the aim of having, I think, about 70 or 80% of providers who are CQC registered to have integrated digital records into their processes by March of this year, 2024. So if you would like information on how you can access the funds, then you need to contact your local ICS team, which stands for Integrated Care Systems. And each, different areas within the country have their own ICS teams. So if you contact your local one, and then they can advise on your eligibility and how to access that fund to help provide a digital social care record within your business. So I hope you have found this video useful. If you have, please do like the video, share to other businesses and other providers that might find this useful, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. It would really, really, really help me out to know that you find this sort of information useful and valuable. And if you would like support with starting a care business, or you are an existing care provider who is trying to grow your business, scale, or just get general advice on how you can improve your services, please do get in contact with me. My information is in the description box, and I'll be happy to help. Till next time, see you later. Bye.